Welcome back to We Need to Talk. Hey, we have part 2 of that episode that should have been released last week, but wasn't because, hey, I messed up in editing. But hey, here it comes. What kind of snack do I like? Or we like? Our Steve and Kyle podcast. Yeah, we need to talk. Snacks? Okay. So, one thing that I love as a snack is, people don't really get this. I don't know why, but it's like, I really like just eating bread. Bread is great.
Oh, you do that. You just pull out a loaf of bread and just eat raw bread.
Okay, it's not a loaf of bread. I bring out like, say, 4 pieces or so, or 4 slices, and just chow down.
You don't even put butter on it?
No, I mean,
you don't toast
sometimes. Sometimes, but usually it's just kind of like bread on its own. It's fine. It's great.
It's not
Is
great.
it a laziness
no,
thing?
you need to be told directly right now. It's not great. And
Is it a laziness thing,
I can see why
Nathan?
the guy gave you eggs now. I can see why he just gave you eggs.
Yeah, we're learning a lot
He's
about
like,
you.
He's like,
It's
you
not
look like a plain white bread and eggs kind of guy.
Were you walking through the store with a slice of bread? And he's like, oh, that guy, Jesus, he's obviously hit some hard times. I better give him these eggs. He needs them more than me.
Like, I'm not saying that bread with other stuff isn't good, because it definitely is. I love sandwiches. I love toast. I love toast with butter, and you can do the cinnamon toast thing too. So there's a lot of different options for it, but also just on its own, it's great too.
So you're just craving now. Are you eating the grainy bread, the wheat bread, or are you just a straight white bread man?
Definitely wheat bread. I've never liked white bread. It just tastes like kind of like fluffy sugar, and I kind of like the full, rich flavor of the wheat bread.
There's no full rich flavor of wheat bread. Wheat bread inherently
A
means
plain wheat. That's the whitest fucking thing I've ever heard. I like the full rich flavor of plain bread.
Yeah. You know what would make it full and rich with flavor is putting shit on it.
Oh my god.
That you can't tell me if you go to your pantry right now and you got cookies, potato chips, and crackers, whatever, and you're going, not today. Give me that loaf of wheat.
I got a fresh loaf.
I mean, Meters used to witness this back in the day, like when we were in school. He'd be over at my place and I'd just grab a couple slices of bread, just chow down on it.
And then you'd offer me some and I'd be like, what?
Wow, what a host. Hey, Steve, could I get you a couple slices?
I used to be like the worst host. Cheese as well. Like, cheese is great to snack on too.
You bring it out on a platter. it's just slices, like fanned out.
Like plain slices. I've got wheat, I've got pumpernickel, and I've got white. I didn't know what was your flavor today.
And a 30-egg omelet.
Yeah, imagine if you can for a moment a Super Bowl party at Nate's house where it's thank you for coming. Appetizers today will be wheat bread and the main entree will be gigantic fucking omelets that nobody could possibly consume. You don't have people over much, do you? It's not you're not hosting a lot of parties.
Usually I just buy pizza if someone's coming over.
They finally turned you. Yeah, I was just obviously you'd have to splay out your bread if
Do you buy pizza with no sauce or cheese on it?
That is actually a great idea right there.
It's just a bread disc.
I've got pizza for anybody who wants it, and then I've also got the good kind with no sauce and undercooked and no cheese. I'll be over there.
Meter, do you have any snacks you like?
Yeah, I mean, I have a ton. I can just look around my desk right now. I got some mixed nuts, peanuts and almonds and cashews. I got some beef jerky.
No, there
I got these little things.
First of all, yeah.
What is that?
The mixed nut's too healthy. Okay, I respect a mixed nut, but I'm not willingly choosing an almond if I have other options.
Oh, you give me. You ever had the honey roasted cashews? Those are a game changer.
Cashews are amazing, but it has peanuts, almonds, cashews, pistachios, and pecans. But I tried just cashews and they're great. But like you have a handful of them and then you're like, okay, I'm done with cashews now. But if you have the mixed nuts,
Oh,
Right.
disagree.
No, I
disagree.
Yeah.
there's a little more. Well,
See, I used to, when I was in high school, I worked at a grocery store. So when we'd be stocking the shelves, if you ever wanted to get something for free, you would just accidentally cut it a little bit too deep with your knife, your box cutter to open the box. So anytime a package of the Planters honey roasted cashews came by, be like, oops.
Oh no, six cans.
Yeah, put a big slash in the top of it. God, I could eat those things all day.
Yeah.
All day.
We can all agree though that the cashew is the tier 1 of the mixed nut,
Oh, yeah.
right?
cashews and pistachios, yeah.
But exactly.
Pistachio, yep.
Exactly. It's the cashew and the pistachio.
God, I got pistachios
Yeah.
right upstairs. If I had known that we were going this route, I would have brought down the pistachios.
You specifically did not want to know what the topic was.
Thanks for leaving us in the dark. You come on a couple of guys' shows. I mean, I don't even give you a little heads up.
I got some loaves of bread in the freezer in the other room too. Man, this could have been we could have really planned this out.
You could have feasted.
Is there anything more frustrating though? Those pistachios that don't have the
slit
The
in them.
slit.
They don't have a slit.
Do you
Yeah.
now this determines what
Yes,
type of person
I do.
you are.
I know
Steve does.
exactly where you're going with it. Yes, I do.
Do you take the time to open it, or do you just put it back in the bag and forget about it?
Well, you put it back in the bag until you don't have any more, and you have to. Then you fucking
Yeah,
open
exactly. I'll put mine back in the bag, and then I'm left with probably 10 or 12
Yeah.
that I can't open. I'll go out into the garage and get a pair of pliers.
it. Yeah.
Snap
Bring it in.
This is a
And it's you just have to give it a little bit of, like, not a ton of pressure, just a little bit to get that crack.
Yeah.
And then boom, you got a little second
this
meal
is a
there.
later problem. That goes back, and then you take out one that you can open. Yeah.
Exactly.
There's
I
that. It's the similar enjoyment out of cracking a pistachio and getting a really good one, as to when you crack just a regular peanut in a shell and you get one of the that has 3 in it.
Oh, the triple.
That is
Yeah.
a real thrill ride. Am
That's
I right?
that is a I mean, that's a high that I chase my entire life.
That's
I
up
have
there with the
never-
bread. Let's be real.
yeah, right. I have never once done a narcotic or any type of drug in my life.
Uh-huh.
I can only assume it's opening a 3 peanut shell is the feeling of heroin coursing through my veins.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as somebody who's done every drug,
Yeah.
including heroin.
Experienced Steve over here can compare the heroin to a 3 peanut in a shell. No,
That's the high Nate gets
from.
from a double yoker.
Yeah, right.
Oh, a double yoker. I've seen
Oh,
them
took a
before.
picture.
Those are pretty crazy. You get double yolks on a lot.
He took a picture and put it as his profile picture.
If you get a double
My
yolk,
pride
do you
and joy.
count that as 2 eggs towards your 10 egg omelet?
Yeah, or does that make a 10 egg omelet, and 11 egg omelet?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a really great question because I kind of contemplated that when it happened. I'm like, okay, so how many eggs is this?
Is the egg the yolk or the shell?
I mean, that
Yeah.
throws off your whole count.
Yeah, but I loved it because I think the yolk's the best part of the egg.
I've got a ton of
Of
questions.
course
and
it is.
like,
What do you
I-
think that what's like? What are the other options? The shell?
The white?
Well, some people like the whites of the
No,
eggs.
the whites are garbage.
The
Nobody
whites are
likes
garbage.
them.
The white. Listen, enough of you health nuts trying to tell me eat the egg whites and leave the yolks. Enough already. Okay, the whites suck.
The white.
They suck.
The whites are garbage. It's like the biography of America.
I almost want you, Pepin, to make a video because I need to see one of these 10 egg omelets and just like you so casually be like, "Yep, here's breakfast."
But I need it with a common household item next to it for perspective, like a quarter or a fork or something. I
Right.
need to be able to see.
Nate, you
or
need
maybe hold it up in front of your face.
you need to start a TikTok of just you cooking eggs. And that's all that's on the TikTok.
See, I'm so confused by this whole egg thing too. Like, I understand it now, but like, I didn't learn this is a weird thing until
Right
like
now.
my girlfriend told me like, "Why are you making so many eggs?"
So somebody's made you aware before today that 10 egg omelets are abnormal.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was that abnormal. I thought, you just make as many eggs to fill you up, and that's how many eggs it takes for me.
Did you make her an omelet one morning and then she went, "Jesus Christ, Nate, what are you trying to do? Fatten me up for the slaughter?"
Are you calling me fat?
Well, okay. So I made some eggs for her, and then she's like, how many eggs do you want? She's like, 2. I'm like, that doesn't seem like enough, does it? And he's like, no, that's plenty. That's plenty. And then eventually she made some eggs for me, and she's like, how many eggs? I'm like, I don't know, like 9, 10. She's
The
like,
look of horror on her face.
what are you talking about? she got really confused and she questioned me, and she thought I was like messing with her, like a high level troll.
Oh
I'm
God.
like, no, like I'm gonna like go to bed hungry otherwise.
In my mind, this was like the first time she had stayed over at your house after you guys first met, and like had the perfect date the night before.
Yeah.
Everything was perfect. Sweet, sweet love was made. And then you woke up the next morning and you hear the birds chirping, and you're both looking at each other, and there's like the little glistens of light sparkling. And that was the moment she realized, like, oh, this is messed up.
Yeah.
This guy eats a dozen omelets for breakfast.
This guy eats 10 eggs at a time. What have I gotten myself into?
How's your cholesterol, by the way, bud?
It's great.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, you look for a guy who eats 10 eggs at a time. Is that all you eat for the day? Because, obviously from our vantage point, we can't see the whole lot. What are you coming in at over there? You coming in at what, $5.10, $1.75?
215, but my physique does not look like that. Actually, I'm just gonna stand up for the camera.
Uh-oh.
Okay. What how tall are you?
5'11" or so.
Okay. So yeah, it's not like you're like these 10 eggs aren't affecting you, obviously, outside of the salt and cholesterol that are slowly killing your arteries and are going to end your existence.
What's all
here
that
soon.
protein?
I just
right?
want to put into perspective that yesterday morning, I made breakfast for me, my wife, and our child. 6 eggs total. 6.
Did you guys starve?
Were they content, Steve?
Are you guys like penny pinching or something? I don't really understand.
Well, apparently we don't have the same great deals on grosses of eggs at Walmart.
Yeah, you didn't go down to the local chicken farm and go get your 60 egg allotment for the weekend.
Well, you didn't have to do that. Just go to a gas station. Some guy will offer it to you.
Yeah, right. Just follow a poor random man around to 3 different stores.
Right.
Until he finally says, take the eggs, leave me alone.
What do you...
To go back to
Go ahead.
your intro there where you're talking about snacks and breakfast snacks,
Yeah.
I would argue the egg is a breakfast side. If you want to go breakfast snack, what do you consider like a toaster strudel? Is that a breakfast snack?
Well, that's right up there with Pop-Tart. Like the Pop-Tart.
Yeah, so the Pop-Tart and the toaster strudel, are those a breakfast snack?
Boy, I don't know. Talk to me when I'm in like high school and college.
Sure.
And
That's all you need.
That was a meal. That was a full-on meal.
Because I think
haven't had a Pop-Tart in years.
a breakfast snack
Oh
is
my God,
a
the
muffin.
s'mores Pop-Tarts, they changed my life when I tried them for the first time.
There's one Pop-Tart the overwhelming majority of the world, if they had to pick the one Pop-Tart to forever, it's the only flavor you can have.
Mhm.
It's s'mores.
Yeah, s'mores.
I don't even know what second place would be because I wouldn't want to think that far down the list and the drop down of my enjoyment.
I mean, your standard brown sugar and cinnamon was good.
Snooze.
Yeah.
But
What am I,
compared
60? Feed
but
me
yeah,
oatmeal.
compared to s'mores, it's like everything else is just inferior.
It's all just plain.
So is that going to be your, ideal snack is Pop-Tarts or
No.
toaster strudels or
No, breakfast snack.
Yeah, like I
breakfast
said,
snack would be
okay.
a Pop-Tart.
I don't think I've had it. I couldn't tell you the last time I bet it's been 15 years since I had a Pop-Tart last. For me, my snacks, I would say I'm typically 80% of the time I want something sweet as opposed to the other 20 being something salty. But I don't discriminate. You put a bowl of chips in front of me and I'm going to eat them with as much excitement and determination as I am if you put a cake in front of me.
Yeah.
Although cake's
not a snack.
not a snack.
Now here's the question that I think can define what camp you fall in. Okay.
Mhm.
You've had your dinner. Kids to bed and Steve and I. It's just you and the wife. You're going to watch a movie, maybe a TV show. You had a decent dinner. You're not overly full. You're going to have a snack.
Yeah.
You have 2 options, Steve.
Mhm.
Steve, Nate. you're going to either have ice cream or you're going to have popcorn.
Hmm?
Which do you go with?
Ice cream every time.
Ice cream for you.
I love popcorn. My wife is a huge popcorn head.
Yeah.
She's a big fan of popcorn.
This is
She's
the
on
big
all the
salty
message boards.
sweet comedy.
All the popcorn message boards.
She's on all the pop boards. So where do you guys fall? Are you going salty popcorn or are you going sweet ice cream?
Is this ideal, like my ideal flavor of ice cream? Or is
Yeah,
this
like
like
it-
whatever's
but-
in the freezer?
but
It's
this
what's
is-
in your freezer today.
And this is okay. So specifically, this is at your house. Because if I'm at the movie theater, popcorn, of
yeah,
course.
I'm not eating ice cream in the movie theater.
Yeah,
like
I'm not
some
going.
slob.
But I mean,
Yeah,
they,
no
they have
question.
like you can get like the Good Humor ice cream
Yeah,
bars or
no,
whatever. But
no.
no.
No, you're
When
going popcorn.
when you're in the theater, you do what is supposed to be
Yeah,
done at
you
a
get-
theater.
Yep, you get
and
the
you eat popcorn.
Yeah, if you're eating ice cream or also in the movie theater, if you're eating like a nacho, stop it.
Mm.
Stop it. Like I see people come into the movie theater with like a hot dog. Like I know they sell them. That doesn't mean you need to buy them. This isn't a baseball game.
Do you remember? You remember the crap that you gave me? This is like 2 years ago. We went to see
Stars
some.
Born.
Yeah, we went to see A Star Is Born, and Kyle gave me crap because on the way there, we stopped at the convenience store and stocked up on the cheap snacks,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
like the cheap name brand ones, because you can buy a bag of M&Ms for $1
Yeah.
instead of paying $4 for them at the movie theater. Are you snack sneakers when it comes to the movie theater?
I was growing up.
Nah.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it. Idiot over here thinks that it's all part of the movie experience to pay like $9 for.
No, that is not true.
Oh, it sure is.
I got the impression that you wanted to sneak in one of those gas station bags of popcorn. Like where you just wear like a coat that's 3 sizes too big and just have a carnival size, and walk in with that and hope nobody would notice.
Like the long skinny one.
Yeah,
Put it in my sleeve as if it's my arm.
Like taped popcorn bags all over your body that you peel off during the movie.
No, man.
But where are you going in terms? So your post meal snack, just you and your significant other. You going ice cream? You going popcorn?
Meter?
What did I have for dinner? This matters. Like if it depending what
Oh,
I have
good
for
question.
dinner, because like sometimes I'll want something sweet after dinner, and sometimes I want something salty. It totally depends.
Okay.
So
You
you're
had,
having a meat. You're having meat. It's a
yeah,
meat
you-
of some sort. Let's say you had chicken,
Yeah, chicken, some roasted potatoes.
Yep. maybe some steamed carrots.
Yeah, broccoli.
Popcorn.
Wow.
with
okay.
with
Boy,
that
that's
with
surprising,
that
'cause that's a
meal,
lot of,
popcorn.
It's a lot of salt.
It's a lot of salt. That's why I
Yeah.
picked those items. I figured it'd lean you towards ice cream. What about you, Pepin?
I tend to go for ice cream. I do like popcorn a lot, but it's just like my throat, especially after a big meal, is always kind of like a little bit of hot feeling. Like
Sure.
it just feels like it gets relief from that cooling sensation. So
Yeah.
I'd say ice cream more often.
Yeah, because when most people would eat like one chicken breast, you probably ate what, about a dozen of them?
So today I bought 60 pounds of chicken.
60?
60. Did you buy whole chickens?
No. So at Hannaford, they have them for like $1.69 a pound right now. So it's a great steal. So most of them are in the freezer. But yeah,
I got to tell you, they run sales every week at most stores, man.
not $1.69. That's like you can't beat that price.
Have you guys ever considered, they have like the meat, the actual meat markets in all the towns. And typically once or twice a year, they'll sell like, hey, you want to come get half a pig? And
Yeah.
they'll cut it. Have you ever done any of those?
I haven't myself, but I would definitely do that if I had a big enough freezer.
Well,
right now, the
obvious-
freezer's
yeah.
too small. But if I had a freezer, yeah, I would stock up on that stuff. Like
Obviously,
and just-
you're a deal hunter. You're buying 60 eggs at a time and 60 pounds of chicken at a time. So maybe you're not the best judge in terms of if that is something that normal people would do.
Hey Nate, tell them
Yo.
about the apples.
the apples. What do you mean the apples?
Tell them about the apples in college.
no,
that
no.
overtook our room because there were so many goddamn apples.
Who needs that many apples? Like the rhyme literally tells you one a day will keep the doctor away.
So okay, so back in college, we had like some sort of meal plan, right?
Yeah.
And so, a part of the meal, you'd get like it's like shitty cafeteria food, and then they would give you like an apple with it because they want you to be healthy. And I love apples, so I would always take the apple, and then a lot of times I wouldn't be hungry right then, so I'd bring it home, and then me and Meter were dorm mates at the time, and you know, I just wouldn't get hungry for it, so I just leave it like in the drawer or like on the counter or something like that. And eventually, I just wasn't eating them at a fast enough pace, and they started stacking up really quick.
Yeah, because you're a guy who, if you can't, you know, you wouldn't dare slap that between a couple slices of bread because you'd ruin the rich flavor of the bread. So you got to find time between your bread eating
Right.
and your apple eat to make time for the apple.
Oh, if
eating.
only there was a such thing as an apple omelet, then we'd have a solution for this.
But it drove me to crazy.
Dude, there were
Well,
so
listen,
many
I would
apples.
too if I'm going to put on a shoe and an apple falls out. I'd be pissed.
There were so many apples.
What would you say at its peak?
Well,
How many apples?
I had to
were in
start
the room?
like throwing out paper bags full of them, like without him knowing, on the side because they were starting to go bad.
They get bad.
Yeah, because
Apples
those things
go bad.
don't. Yeah, they don't stay
But
good
then,
forever.
but then there were more. There was always more. There were like 40 apples in our room at all times.
I'm reminded of the movie Signs, where for anybody who hasn't seen it, the little girl would drink water, but then she would give a different reason for why that water was bad or why she didn't like it. That water's old. That water got such and such. So there would be all over the house. There were half-drink glasses of water. I have a feeling walking into Nate and Steve's dorm room, there's like an apple with one bite out of it. And then Nate would tell you, no, that one had too much air. And then you go into another room, there'd be an apple with 3 bites out of it.
Oh, I bit too deep on that one.
Yeah,
and
that one got the
I hit the
core in
core.
it.
Okay, so I never took bites out of them, but here's a problem. You get like 10 apples deep, you stop remembering which ones are good and which ones are bad, so then you just kind of don't eat them just in case.
How about the one they used as a pincushion?
So you don't throw them out, you just don't eat them.
So,
How about
was
the
that
one
meter-
that you had utility for? You used it as a pincushion.
I'll get tack apple.
I could sit here and do a podcast with you for 4 hours and ask you what happened. And that's really it. I would just ask, what happened? And I just let you go because I feel like you were another movie analogy, Room, where it's like your mother and you as a child were like locked away in a basement room forever. And like you adjusting to the world is just totally different. You just eat 10 egg omelets. You have 45 apples at a time. You take eggs from strangers at a clothing store. Like,
Well, so the whole tack apple thing stemmed from a conversation with Meter, because you know, like people have like those pin cushions where they like stick a needle, and often they make it like a tomato or an apple. So I'm like, huh,
No,
you
I
could
don't
stick
think
tacks
that
in
that's a
there.
thing.
It is.
I don't.
It
Why
is?
Yeah.
Listen, you New Hampshire people have some oddities because that's not a thing.
Yeah, the pincushions usually are like little tomatoes. But they're not literally a tomato. They're just like fabric.
Right, not a real
No,
tomato.
not a real tomato.
Right.
So
Yeah,
you
but-
just
So that's the inspiration. So like, I have these tacks right here. I need a place to put these tacks.
Life
Apple.
so
imitates
at this
art.
point you're so desperate for a use for all of these apples just to justify keeping all of them that Nate's now like, what? Everyone uses apples as bicycle wheels. But everyone uses apples as gloves.
Did you have like apple snowmen in the house? So you have like creations of people like, oh no, that's just Tim the Apple Man. And yeah, he's a very tall man made of apples.
That would be a great idea.
My God.
The apple as a snack, by the way,
No. Mm-mm.
mid-level,
Nope.
and it's only when like your significant other's watching you.
Yeah.
And so you guys have had a talk recently, so it's been like, hey, you should really start watching your weight, or hey, I saw the results from your cholesterol test. Hey, you need to eat better.
Yeah.
That's the only time you're willing going, ooh, this apple looks fantastic. Otherwise, you're gonna go for a caramel apple,
Yeah.
or you're gonna grab the bag of chips,
Or you're gonna take the apple and you're gonna like dip it in peanut butter or something.
That sounds really good.
That's a snack right
As
there.
like a breakfast, just quick, like get out, you're running behind, grab an apple when you're getting out of the house. I'll have it that way. But
yeah, no,
that's about
that's
it.
a good point too. An apple as an on-the-go snack is fantastic.
Boy, but I was just talking to shockingly, this is my second conversation about apples this week. I was talking to my wife about this the other day. We were eating lunch, and she typically always has an apple with lunch. And just recently I've been like, yeah, I'm gonna have an apple too because I always like them. But God, do I hate just taking an apple and biting into it.
Really?
I don't like eating them that way. They got to be sliced
So you're
up.
slicing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Even for an on the go, so you're putting them in a little Ziploc bag and
I wouldn't
taking them
do it
with
for an
you.
on the go.
Okay, so you're okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's apple's not an on the go for me.
Wow.
It's
That's like way too much effort.
it is a lot, but
Yeah.
I enjoy it so much more because I always hate biting into it and then you bite too deep, you get a seed, you hit the core, or a lot of times it hurts my teeth if I'm biting into an apple.
Really?
Yeah, like it hurts my gums. I don't want that.
How are you
don't wanna-
biting into apples where you're biting through the core and hurting your teeth?
Yeah, I gotta tell you, if my first bite at an apple is getting core, I'm eating the apple wrong.
I'm like a horse.
Yeah, Steve goes, takes too deep of a bite of an apple, turns to the side, licks the sugar cube hanging from the ceiling, and then goes and eats the pile of hay in the corner.
As my gums are bleeding.
Boy, anybody else's mouth on fire from all this breakfast
is a
and
sharp
sugar
apple.
hay?
Look, man, those apple skins can be sharp. You ever get one like it goes like up in between two teeth? Oh, it's the worst.
that I have absolutely.
That's look. That doesn't happen when you do the slice because then you can flip it, so you're eating it with the skin going this way as
Yeah.
opposed to the skin going up and down. I've thought about this.
It
like,
seems very clear you've thought
don't
about
think that this is just.
You know why I defer a lot to the ice cream as well in comparison to popcorn? With ice cream, I'm not risking any of the hull getting stuck into your gum line there either. It's a necessary evil. I get
Yeah.
it. But if I have the preference before I'm going to bed, I don't want that tan piece of hull jammed in my gum and tooth line.
Oh man, now I'm thinking about ice cream. I think I might have. What's your favorite go-to ice cream? What would it be?
Peanut butter if I can find it.
Okay.
Rocky Road, I'd say.
Really? Standard
Chocolate
Rocky?
soft serve, it's probably the best, to be honest, but you can't get that at home.
What
So,
brand?
Rocky
Wait, what
Road.
brand do you guys? Do you have Turkey Hill up in your neck of
That
the woods,
exists, yeah.
or you're probably Ben and Jerry's though, right?
We have that too.
That's Vermont. Right?
It is.
Too expensive.
It is, but it's like this
so
big
it's-
and it costs like $6. It's crazy.
I know it's ridiculous.
When you're buying 60 pounds of chicken breast, Steve, the Ben and Jerry's for $4.99 is just cost prohibitive at that point.
You want to hear how big of a loser I was when I was in college? While most people would like binge drink on Friday nights, we would actually, like my senior year, I remember I lived with like 5 or 6 other guys. We'd be like, "Hey, you want to make it a Ben and Jerry's night?" And we'd all go out and we'd each get like 2 quarts of Ben and Jerry's that would just annihilate them.
So you guys were like, mid 40-year-old women going through a divorce who'd have their girlfriends come over and just, it's a chunky monkey night. Bring it on by.
Yeah. Go to the party? Hell no, not when I got fish food.
What are there girls there? Yuck. Give me that ice cream.
Yeah, not proud of that one.
Can we all agree on something on ice cream though? Can we talk about the Neapolitan ice cream?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had Neapolitan.
And let's talk about the elephant in the room here.
The strawberry.
Nobody wants a strawberry
Obviously.
ice cream. Nobody.
Wait, Neapolitan, that's just chocolate vanilla strawberry?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
nobody wants the strawberry.
Yeah, I'm not going for it.
No. Like it's at that point, it's not even an unnecessary evil. Just pick a different flavor. There's a million flavors out there
Yeah.
that, buy a chocolate, buy a vanilla, mix them together if that's the two that you want. But if you're willingly eating the strawberry, I'm assuming, to bring it back to earlier, you're a member of Al Qaeda.
Yeah, I love strawberry. Like chocolate covered strawberries, just regular strawberries, love them. But
Yeah.
it's not an ice cream flavor.
No, it's not an ice cream flavor at all.
It'd be like potato chips. Like I love potato chips,
Yeah.
but I don't want them as an ice cream flavor.
No, yeah, and enough of the weird try to modernize everything where they're, change the potato chip flavors and make everything now an ice cream flavor. No, I don't need it. I don't need bacon on my donut, by the way.
That's pretty good.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
My donut's supposed to be a sweet delight with chocolate or some type of flavored
Yeah,
frosting.
but a little bit of salt.
No.
Yeah.
Keep your nuts away from my donut. Keep your bacon away from my donut. I want it.
What about a chocolate covered pretzel?
No, that's a delight.
That's good
Yeah,
stuff.
but that's the salty and sweet. It's the same thing as the
yeah,
donut.
but it's not a nut. That's, you know me, a hint of pretzel, and I am all on board. But no, I want my donut. I want my donut and my ice cream flavors to be sweet. I don't want. Would you like bacon in your ice cream? It's the same thing for me.
And the ice cream, look, if it's done correctly, I'm sure it's good.
Oh, you're an insane person. No, that's entirely wrong.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of weird things at the place I used to work, Dunkin' Donuts. People would order us fucking crazy things. But hey, let's just table that conversation for right now because, I'm sick of editing. And let's just carry this next week on We Need to Talk.